During the speech, Trump did not mention North Korea by name, but warned of the consequences of crossing what he called the most fearsome fighting force in the history of our world. Some regional analysts have speculated that Trump's presence in Asia may prompt North Korea to take provocative action, like another missile test. Trump, when asked about that possibility aboard Air Force One, said, "We'll soon find out." Trump and Abe have struck up a personal friendship, forged through multiple meetings and telephone conversations, as well as on the greens of one of Trump's Florida golf clubs and over intimate dinners at Trump's Florida estate. The trip, which marks the longest Far East itinerary for a president in a generation, comes at a precarious moment for Trump. Days ago, his former campaign chairman was indicted and another advisor pleaded guilty as part of an investigation into possible collusion between Trump's 2016 campaign and Russian officials. The journey will also test Trump's stamina. But the 71-year-old president assured reporters that he was up for the task. "It's grueling, they tell me, but fortunately that's historically not been a problem for me. One thing you people will say, that's not been a problem," he said. The trip will also put Trump in face-to-face meetings with authoritarian leaders for whom he has expressed admiration. They include China's Xi Jinping, whom Trump has likened to a king, and the Philippines' Rodrigo Duterte, who has sanctioned the extrajudicial killings of drug dealers. Trump is also expected to have a second private audience with Russian President Vladimir Putin on the sidelines of a summit in Vietnam. Trump told reporters he will want Putin's help in dealing with North Korea. They previously met during a summit in Europe this summer. The White House has signaled that Trump will push American economic interests in the region, but the North Korea issue is expected to dominate the trip. One of Trump's two major speeches will come before the National Assembly in Seoul. But fiery threats against the North could resonate differently than they do from the distance of Washington. Trump will forego a trip to the demilitarized zone, the stark border between North and South Korea. All U.S. presidents except one since Ronald Reagan have visited the DMZ in a sign of solidarity with Seoul. The White House contends that Trump's commitment to South Korea is already crystal clear, as evidenced by his war of words with Kim and his threats to deliver fire and fury to North Korea if it does not stop threatening American allies. The escalation of rhetoric, a departure from the conduct of past presidents, has undermined confidence in the U.S. as a stabilizing presence in Asia. "There's a danger if there is a lot of muscle flexing," said Mike Chinoy, a senior fellow at the Institute at the University of Southern California. "Trump has been going right up to the edge and I wouldn't rule out some sort of forceful North Korean reaction to Trump's presence in the region," he said. The White House said Trump would be undeterred. "The president will use whatever language he wants to use, obviously," White House National Security Advisor H.R. McMaster told reporters before Trump departed Washington. "I don't think the president really modulates his language, have you noticed?" Colvin reported from Tokyo. Associated Press writers Ken Moritsugu and Mari Yamaguchi contributed to this report. Follow Lemire on Twitter at @JohnLemire and Colvin at @ColvinJ.